Hello, my friends. Hello, hello, hello. I am here with a new project. I smeared some because I'm coloring on the other page, which I won't show you because I'm working on that one. But look at how pretty. This is just have to erase because I was coloring on the other side and it's kind of smeared on this side. So I forget to put the page in between. And I'm going to get my page out, put it in there right now. So we are in, yeah, I got addicted. So I think I'm on my third thing that I'm working on our Garden of Fairytale Animals. This is such a cute book when you start in, and it amazes me because I am not one to like all this little stuff, but I'm actually kind of enjoying it. So, but this is what we're going to be working on, is this page here. I put a paper clip here because it helps from constantly turning that page up. I've had some where I've actually turned it up. So what we're going to do is I left a few of these open so that I can show you what I've done and how I've done it. So I'm going to pull out my reds. So I've got Carmine Red, and I'll show you how I'm using that in these. Charisma Lake and Charisma Red. So we've done these before. So I just made the little highlight and I went into the cherry. And then I'm just going to come along the outside with this Charisma Lake. And I'm letting it build up to where it's good and dark right on the edge. Just like that. And I'm going to take my Charisma Red and I'm going to go over the tops. And I'm just going to do little circles around and around and around on the outer edge. Just like that until it kind of starts blending in with that darker. And then I'm just going to come in and I'm going to very, very lightly go over that and leave that little spot. So down here on the top part, I am going to do this very heavy right up there. And then we can not have to press so hard and bring it down around the sides. Just like that. And now I'm going to and do my little circles with my medium red, just like that. And then just very lightly start bringing it together. And leave that little spot. So I'm going to take my light color and go right up against that. All I'm trying to do is make it a little bit different shade of a dark red right in here. Because out here we can make it really, really cherry red. Now how did I do that? That is not going to come off either. That's what some of the reds just don't want to come off. So when we get done, we'll take a little bit of my white gel pen or something and we'll fix it. It'll be okay. So now this here is the flowers for the strawberries, and how I did that was, let me find my color. Here it is. I just took the slate gray. Okay, first of all, let me tell you, I took white and I colored in all of the flowers, every single one of them. And now I'm going to take this slate gray and I'm just going to go right around the edge, just like that. And this leaf is kind of turned up, but I'm just showing you how. I don't want to smear everything. So after I put my gray down, then I come back in with my white again, and I just do little circles, and I just blend it. Okay, very simple, and it gives it a beautiful shade, because white is just shadows that makes it stand out. See, makes it look like the rest of them. All right, so I think this one's one too. I think I left that one for this, because these are the cherry blossoms up here. So we're going to do the same thing again. I'm taking my slate gray and I'm coming all the way around. Just like that. Maybe go across the back because it's kind of laying flat. I'm just making little circles. I'm just kind of pulling it out there. And it comes out into the white. And it just shades beautifully. I do have my plastic, because you can see where I didn't again, so now I'm going to have to go in and erase all of this, because as I'm working on this, I'm not thinking. You can use anything, a piece of typing paper, anything underneath there, and it will keep it from doing that unless you spray it, and I hadn't sprayed it, so, but I can show you, it'll come right off. Any eraser, because I certainly don't want this little kitty full of pink. These thicker ones are nice if you've used stickles and stuff, but you can see I haven't sprayed it, and I haven't used any stickles or anything, so I could actually use a piece of typing paper or computer paper and it would be fine. All right, so we did that one. Now let's work on this strawberry. And I've got a lot to clean up over here, which will be just fine. It'll all clean up just fine. It's just once you spray it, you've got to make sure you've got all of that cleaned up. And usually I'm much more careful about that than that, but I wasn't. So now I took my chartreuse and I went over all of these little seeds in here with this pencil, and I just went really good, you know, like pressed down and gave them a good little coat of wax, because it's going to help keep all of this open when you come into this. So what I did, and this one is the Charisma Red, and you're just going to have to go around. I almost went around and made little circles around. You know how I like to outline things. It just seems to stop the pencil. And then it almost makes them look more embedded, like a seed would be. And you can also get closer than if you're trying to color around it. Just make a circle around it. You can do this with a lot of things that you're trying to stay away from. And also to get close enough to it, because you don't really want any white showing around it. I'm pressing hard. And if you accidentally cover it up, it's not going to be terrible, because some of it's going to show through. But now you can just go ahead and go in little circles. Really good. Make sure your little strawberry is covered. All the way around. And actually, I'm going to sharpen this one. Just like that. See, it actually makes it so much easier. I don't know if very many of you have this book, but I'm telling you, it is just adorable. We're going to do one more page in it tomorrow. And then I think we're going to go to our Asian books. Olive Reed, I got what, 4 of them now? One of them I haven't colored in at all. So I think we're going to do a page in all of those books next. In the Asian, the spring. Okay. Can you see how pretty it looks? Like that? So now let's do, I want to show you how I did the, and I used the Carmine Red. It's a beautiful, actually, it makes a beautiful pink, as you can see in these ones. And I just do the same thing as I did with the gray. I just come around in a little circle. It's like that. And then I come in with my white. And I do it again. I do the little circles right up against all of that. And let it just kind of blend into our flower. And it just turns this beautiful, beautiful pink. And it makes it look like an apple blossom or cherry blossom. There's nothing prettier than a cherry tree in bloom. See? It doesn't take anything to do this. And it takes no talent. That's what the best part is. This is so easy. And there goes the sirens. I live about 4 houses down from kind of a main road. So I hear all the screeching and the speeding and the sirens. And it always sounds like they start up and they stop right there. There's a little, one of those little tiny grocery stores with a gas station, and then there's a liquor store across the street from that. So it's a busy little area. Look how pretty. And it doesn't take much, just a little bit, because we've put the white down. We give it a good coat, a heavy coat. I pressed hard and just colored and got that white down really, really, really good. And so we're just kind of spreading the wax out. on top of the wax. All right, let's see, where was I? Right here. And you're just letting it fade in across the white. You want some of that to come over there. And if you pick up a little of the yellow, it's really, it's very, very pretty to mix a little of that yellow into that leafed petal also. So we're going to do those little cake things and the little mice. Okay, like that. So I was going to start with the cake, and so I got to get my chartreuse out, and all I'm going to do, because we're just going to go right over the top of these, we're not going to make the little circles, we're just going to go right over the top of these. Let me put my, this is going to be so cute. I want to pull some of the colors from the other page, so I'm going to do this cake in blue and pink, I think. And we'll see what little spot we might use. We could do a lavender a little bit. Let's see. Okay. I think I used a different shade for this, so I'm gonna go over the top of this, and I need to get a drink. That's better. If I don't let my throat get too dry, I do pretty good. If I do, I'll start coughing. And then the tears run out of my eyes. So I'm just going right over the top of those. I'm just using a light touch. Just like that. And you can kind of see them, and you kind of not, but that's okay. For some reason, I keep wanting to set really close. And I just went and checked my eyes. Everything's good. They didn't even change my prescription. I've been so lucky lately to get the nicest doctors when I'd lost all hope in them. Now I'm thinking this is little drops of frosting. So we can make it whatever color we want to make it. I just thought this wreath was so pretty once I started coloring it and really looking at it. And we've kind of hid some of it and some of it isn't. So we're just gonna say it's good. We were getting all that smoke from Canada. Guess they have a jillion fires. Okay, so I'm a thinking what color I really want to make this stuff. And I'm thinking we're gonna do some I'm looking for, there it is. I'm pulling the colors that I used on the other side. So we could do the white. So that we have a base coat to shade it with. And do it more like we did our little cherry blossoms. So that it's got some pretty, man, that's a hat that man's got on, that little mouse has got on. Okay, so now let's take our Charisma Red again, and we are using Prisma, in case I didn't say that, I probably didn't. And I'm just going to come up into all of these little crevices and just give it a little something for our white to kind of cling to. Because I don't want it to be solid pink. But I want enough to where it's going to look pretty. All right, let's see what we can do here. So we're going to do the same. We're just going to take our pink, our white, and just okay. just going to work it. If we're careful, we can leave some white spots. We can let some get dark. So we can always come back and do whatever we want to do to it, but to start with, this is just a little bit here and a little bit there. And that looks pretty. That'll look pretty. It'll blend in with the little flowers on the top. Sorry, I touched my glasses to the phone and I got your shake and rattle in a row. So we're not really coloring, we're just pulling these lines up. Like that. I like it. Like that. That's pretty. Look like a very elegant party cake. And we can do the same with this one. But what I'm thinking is, what color are we going to make this cake? I'd like to make it white. And then just everything will be like, make these blue. We could make the roses, we could make the same color as the strawberries. Well, let's try it. Seems to be what's on my heart. So we're going to make a white cake, and I'm going to go over all of this stuff. I'm going to color this top layer first. It really doesn't take long to go over. I just go back and forth a couple of times just to make sure I've and I think this whatever this is, whatever ink they used, isn't 100%. I think it does spread a little bit. worry, little mouse. We're not going to make it all white. You're the chef. See, it almost turns a little bit gray. That's what I'm noticing. All right. It's got a little tie there. Yeah, it does. Which in some ways it's not horrible, but in other ways it's not 100% wonderful. Okay. All right. And we'll do the bottom part next. Okay, so now I'm going to do this in the pink. Oh, let's do this. Let's do this and see. So we'll make it match the top. And we'll add in our blues, like our little birds over here. I think that'll be pretty. So we got a little bit here, a little bit there. I don't know what all this is. Okay. And we're going to pull it just like we did at the top and we did with the flowers. We're just going to blend it. Trying to leave a little bit white. It'll kind of blend like the top. Okay. So now I think we'll do the little rose. I'm just going to follow the little petals. Because these are different. These are roses and these are different. I'm just going to use my white to blend it just a little bit. Okay. And then we can use, let's go with this green for our petal. You can't see anything else until you get to the bottom. But I think I'm going to make these green. Like that. And then I thought there was one more blue. Is that it? Periwinkle. I think these are it. So let me give it a little sharpen. Move my water so I don't spill it. I usually have a rule, no water on my desk. Nothing that will spill. So I have a little tiny table my neighbor lady gave me. It's like a little heart. And I have my, well, it used to be one of those tea brewers. And I don't know what happened to my coffee, my teapot. When I came back, it was gone. I don't know if that's going to be dark enough. But anyway, I use it to keep I set my coffee cups on it. And when it's off, I can set my water on it. Yeah, this blue, this light blue is not going to be dark enough. So let's find one that's maybe just a little bit darker. I'll try this one. That powder blue. And this one's probably going to be, yeah, it's not going to be dark enough either. Okay. So let's put down that one. Let's go with this one. This is the muted turquoise. So, what is this one? Mediterranean. Let's see how dark this one is. Okay, that will work. I'm just looking at the other blues. Cerulean blue is usually a pretty color. I just think that's going to be too dark. Okay. Yeah, I don't. I just want the colors in here to be soft. And I think that was just too blue. So well, just keep trying this one. I just want to pull the colors from the other page over here. That's what I'm trying to do. Can't remember which color I used on top. Okay. I'm going to use this one on the bottom. Can't darken it up a little bit. Oh, that's the bottom color. I thought for sure I was right. I was wrong. Imagine that. So this one must be the one on the top. Okay. So now the muted. Do the centers blue. Wouldn't you like these guys to decorate your cake for you? Looks like they're pure professionals. Okay, so now I'm thinking we're going to come in with our grayed lavender to start with. And I know you guys can't hardly see this color, and I don't know why. But we're going to go all over the flower, and then we're going to come back in with the deeper purple. And just shade them. Okay. My pencil is not sharpening correctly, so I'm going to use my pencil sharpener. I know you're supposed to hold your pencil sharpener still and twist your pencil. And I think I'm going to take the blue out. And I think I want to use the green. Let's do that. Okay. So now I'm just going to come around the very edges of these flowers and just kind of like outline the outer edge. And I need to sit up straight. Don't get so close to my picture. I don't know why I think I have to bend way down here and get so close. It just makes a strain on my eyes. Let's see. Oops, we almost forgot this little guy. Okay. Well, let me me sharpen my white. I'm not sure I like this. At all. Wonder if we did put some purple in there. I think that's better. Yeah, I like that better. I think it blends a little better. So if we're going to do that, maybe we could take a little blue and mix it into these little flowers too. Just a little bit. I don't think it's not making any difference really. A tiny bit, but not much. Okay. So now, let's get this bottom part of this cake frosted. And we got all kinds of little decorations down here. I'm kind of just hitting and missing and getting all the spots that need to be white. Okay, did we do all this? Yeah. Okay, all of that is cake. Just like that. Okay. So we just do the roses. Just trying to hit the little places where the roses are. I'm trying to think of what kind of rose this is called. Then it's probably embroidering and it's not. And he's got a little one in his hand. That. And there's one over here. I don't think we see any more. So we can do the green. I think this is a leaf too. We did the insides. These little balls are green. The mouse decorators. She forgot the dot on that one, didn't she? There. And we can shade this cake like we did with the gray a little bit. Oops, there's two leaves. And here. We get it all? Okay. So, periwinkle. So I'm going to go and do all the top lines with periwinkle. Oops. I'm going to move it up just a little bit. Okay, we've still got plenty of space. Like that, and then we used, I think, the Mediterranean blue on the bottom, or was that too bright? No, I think that was it. Like that. All right, so then I think we'll do these Where'd the other one go? Where'd you go? Where'd you go? And I'm going to do this bottom one. And we'll do that one in purple. Okay. Okay. Then we're doing this. And then we got to do the bottom one. Like that. Voila! Now, we got to do the top. That. I got to save room for the purple one. I had the most amazing things happen to me this month. I just started coloring really in December. I've done other things, but I just started coloring in December. I'm thinking I did this backwards. So I think, like a lot of people, I put a lot of this stuff on a credit card. And every time I saw a book, I think, well, just one more book won't hurt. So anyway, it got a little bit out of hand. And I didn't know what I was going to do. And I just asked God to help me. What am I going to do? And at two separate things this month, from different sources, and even a lady who I barely know, said she just felt like she was supposed to give me some money. And I thought, okay, are you going to say no? Or, like, she asked me how I was doing. It was all just like everybody else. I think a lot of people have a hard time, especially if you live on a fixed income. She sent me $500. Just, almost knocked me off my chair. And that is a testimony to my God. Because he said he would provide for me. And he did. And he's paid off all of my little stuff here. So I'm just giving you my story. I trusted him and he took care of me. I'm thinking this How's that? If anybody's got any encouraging stories, please leave them in the memo so everybody can read them. I think this is an hour and a time when we all need a little encouragement. Oh, and the other amount that I got was $814 that I was not expecting. And I was truly surprised. I think this is brighter. It needs to be brighter. Okay. I must not have got as much white on the on these as I did the other ones. All right, so the only flowers we got is we're going to do again with this gray lavender. I love this color, but you guys can't see it very well, and I don't know why. I'll hold it up close. This book just reminds me of spring, I thought. How pretty. We're going to color our little mice next. Okay. So then we took our lavender, didn't we? Yeah. I better sharpen it. I'm going to add a little blue again too. These little ones are hard. I can't. He's so busy. You wouldn't believe how much smoke is in the air. It's crazy. I thought it was fog and it was like just hanging on. But since I got out, because I live in the back, so you don't really see much. I see the next door neighbor's backyard. So they keep it very pretty. I'm just smearing that that lavender a little bit. That's what I'm trying to do. Okay. Now we got to figure out what we're going to make our little mice. Maybe they're hamsters. You know what? Are they hamsters? They have a tail. So they're probably little mice. This is clay rose, so let's do his nose around his little mouth. Put some on his feet. Their tails are kind of got excuse me. And that was nectarine, but that wasn't at all what I wanted. But I did it anyway. Light peach is really what I wanted. Can't really see his mouth, so that's okay. All right, so now we need to find a couple of colors. I think we used chestnut. And Sierra brown. I think we used on the other little mouse, didn't we? And burnt okra, we know that. Let me pull one light color. So I don't want him to be henna. Let's try that. I'm just going to start, because he's little. Better sharpen. You know how I like to just do the little strokes. And then we got to do with their little clothes. I'm just trying to make the little strokes go the way his fur would grow. The finer you make these little lines, probably will say how much real his hair is gonna look. Just keep going the same way. We could bring in it's getting kind of red. That henna was kind of red. But we are going to bring in 2 browns now. Yeah, hamsters have little short tails. I'm trying to picture them in my mind. It's kind of eerie out. It's so dark with the smoke. I mean, it's coming back home. I went and got my eyes checked and coming back home because I live in Denver. So when you go a ways away and you can see what's going on when you get away. And there was just like pockets of real dark looking clouds. Eerie. Feel sorry for the people with the fires, because Colorado certainly had their share of fires too. And then flooding and horrible stuff going on. More in the mountains. Where I'm at, there's been a few tornado warnings. I go outside and I tell them, you get back up in the sky. You have no right coming down here. Did not come into my house. See? He's starting to look like he's got little fur. How's that? I think I want to pull like an ochre kind of color. For some reason, I'm not seeing it. There it is. What is this? Mineral orange. Okay. Just to fill in. I'm getting better and better at fur. Remember my bunny rabbit? He was horrible. Not horrible. I mean, what I tried to do was horrible, but he turned out cute. I got him fixed pretty good. Okay. So, maybe now we could do a light powder blue. And I think muted, there it is, muted turquoise. His little skirt or apron, I guess it is. And maybe we'll just do all of these little flowers in the muted blue. I loved how the little blue birds turned out with this powder blue. And okay. Oh, this is cloud blue. I wonder if I use powder blue. Maybe that's what I was having trouble with. I don't know. They're so close, but still, one's a little bit darker than the other. So what are they celebrating? Okay. Let's give it a little bit of shading. Okay. So we need to do our other little mousie. And then shade our cake. I think we'll start out with this mineral orange. What am I thinking? I'm just coloring him in. I'm not supposed to do that. Going the way his hair grows. I don't know why I want a cough today. Oh, I know. I bet you it's all the smoke in the air. I do have my air cleaner on. I did shut my window. I usually keep it cracked a little bit since it started getting warmer. I keep forgetting and want to color him in. They do look more like hamsters, though, if they didn't have the long tail. Maybe there are some long-tailed hamsters. I don't know. The ones my kids always had were short-tailed. Let's see, what color was this? Chestnut. Maybe I won't talk for a little bit. My throat is just wanting to. You already know what I'm doing. I'm doing his little. Alright, I need a darker brown, so Sierra. I shouldn't have put the lighter color first. Maybe I should, maybe I shouldn't have. He's just going to be a little lighter. We'll see how he turns out. You don't know until you get it done. My friend that was teaching me some watercolor said, never, never stop until you totally are done. Even if you think it's horrible, keep going. Because you learn something from every single thing you do, and that's the truth. So many times after she told me that, I did. I kept going and kept going. And actually, things turned out pretty good. See, he's turning out. Why do I doubt? Okay, I think. Let's do his clothes, and then I'll do his little outfit. And let's do the red. This is the crimson red. I was watching some other people color, and I don't know why. Does it take me longer than other people? I don't know. But I know when I'm coloring, time just flies by, even when I'm videoing. We're not doing too bad. But that's why I start a lot of them. Because nobody hardly ever watches part 2. But if I can't get it done, I have to do a part 2. I don't mind doing part 2, but nobody watches them. They like part 1, but then that's it. So, and I'm looking over here to see. What to do next. We're almost done. And I just love this picture. I love both these pages. They were so much fun. Sometimes I avoid, because I like to do both pages. Not every single one have I gotten done, both pages, but a lot of them. Just feels complete to me. I don't know. Let's give him a little bit of got out a line there, and it's going to erase. guess not too bad. Not too bad. Oops. We missed a whole little spot back here. Then we got the ladder and the cake. So let's make his little hat. Stripe it like this, and then we'll come in with the dark red. Because, you know, he's head chef. We've watched enough of those movies. We know. Let's see. Let's go up. How's that? Pretty darn cute little guy. Okay, so let's find our slate. What was it? Slate. Okay, it's got to be right here. It's all my pencils. Here it is. I found it. I found it in white. And we're going to shade our cake a little bit now. We just want it to just a little bit. Then we come in with our white and just do what we do. Just blend it together. And that will give it some dimension instead of looking so flat. It's a good thing these aren't ink pens, or I'd be writing all over myself here. Because we want it to be light. We don't want it to look like a gray cake. We just want to give it some dimension. And the white blends it right out. And don't let me forget to do something underneath. I want to make it look like it's sitting on something, not just floating in the air. Like it's got a little platform. I just want to do a little bit here. And then I want to do a little bit across the top here. So it kind of looks like a shadow. Having a hard time blending that out for some reason. Maybe I didn't put enough. Let's see. Let me turn it a little bit sideways. And try it again. I think that worked that time. I'll tell you, that little paper clip sure keeps it from catching on my sleeve and wanting to turn up. That was a good idea. Oops. I got the green in there, and I don't want no green in there. Where's our green pencil? Okay. I don't know if you can see it, but it certainly makes a difference. And that's what you do with any white. You just highlight it back with a lighter color. Usually this slate gray works really well. There may be a different one. If you know of something different, let me know. I need all the help I can get. It's got to be really careful around colors so that you don't pull them down into it. And you just barely want to put some color down. Just enough to get it on out there. And I'm going to use this to put a foundation down here too. and we'll fix that. I'm just trying to find just places that would be darker. We're not trying to make it like, really dark. We're just trying to barely give it any notice, but enough. And I smeared that a little bit. I don't want that in there. Just wipe off your white. Check your white often when you're so you don't get it all over everything. You might have been doing this with dark blue and you pick it up and you're going to have dark blue all over everything. And I just put the green in, and I don't really want it to. Sometimes it would look pretty, but I don't want it today. So I'm just making it a little floor. There we go again. I got some color in there. I'm just trying to get the lines out basically. It doesn't have to be everywhere. Let me get this out of here. Okay. So I think we'll do our ladder, and I think we're done. Okay, so I'm going to use, where is that ochre color? I don't want to go into that. Let's try this first. I think that's going to work just fine. And then we'll take a brown and we'll just highlight it just a little bit. Maybe right in here. And across here. I don't want it to be. There we go. What do you think? I'm just wondering if, well, I'm thinking a little bit of chalk. Let's try it. Me and my chalk, huh? I think I'm going to find my X-Acto knife and I'm going to tape it to the bottom of my desk. So I'm thinking, I just want a little bit. And I don't want to take away from it. So Maybe I'll do a little green. I just want it in the wreath, really. Okay. Let me find one of my little... I'm going to use one of these. Yeah, that makes a warmer. Glow around it or something, doesn't it? I'll bring it up close. We're on our last leg here, guys. And I just use this color here. Oops, I always got to remember, put my... And there we go. I hope that was bright enough. I didn't even turn on my bright light. Great. Well, just trying to get it close enough so you can see what we have done. Because sometimes getting it closer lets you see the colors in it better. And then this one turned out so pretty too. Kind of giving you, I have to erase some of that. Didn't that little jar turn out pretty? Well, let's get you up higher and give you a full view of both of them. I think they turned out, this page looks so nice. I hope you enjoyed it. Please, if you like it, just give me a thumbs up. It helps a lot. And if you haven't subscribed, consider subscribing. It helps people find it. And if you click the little bell, it's going to tell you every time I post a video. And if nobody has told you today that they love you and they care for you, I want to thank you from the bottom of my heart and tell you I do love you. I may not see you. I've looked through my subscribers. I've looked at your pages. I know who most of you are, and I just thank you. I thank you so much. And I'm glad you're enjoying what I do. So until the next one, let's see if I give you a sneak preview of the next one. If I can turn this page, this is what I'm working on. I will finish this one and then we'll do this one tomorrow. So I think it's going to be pretty. Okay, talk to you tomorrow.